It has been a week since we met. Actually, we had a synchronous class last Saturday because our strategy in NSTP is that an alternate session, synchronous, then asynchronous, or if there's a need to have synchronous class, I call for synchronous class. But then last week, we have asynchronous class. And I already have the chance to check your outputs. Some are good, some are best, some are okay with their outputs. So keep going and submit the requirements, the OBA or the outcomes-based assessment, the activities that are given to you for the class. Now we will have another topic, which is the understanding the self and others. Very psychology yung topic natin ngayon because it has something to do with ourselves and also other people. It's about people. It's about human individual. But before that, let us have a short recap of your learnings last session. So I will put this code on our chat box. The event code is 929673. And all you have to do is to give me your learnings last session. So I believe that we had a synchronous class nga last meeting. So there you go. The app, the link is on the chat box. And then all you have to do is to go to that. I will navigate. And then we will try to see the answers of the BSP 1.1 and BSP 1.2 on their learning. So that is the first question. So it is unlocked. And then I am waiting for your answers. Let's see. What are your learnings last session? So we are how many inside the meeting room? 55, 60 plus. So I will wait for your answers. Try to recall the learnings that you had last meeting or last session. Okay, go. Can you access the Slido? Na-access po ba?
Yes po.
Okay, good. Sige, titingnan natin yung mga sagot natin dito sa learnings last session. Okay, so I think nagtatype pa ng mga learnings. Ano kaya yung mga natutunan nung nakaraan? Natuto po akong magbasa kasi nag-readings po kami nung nakaraan about different laws related to NSTP, and then nung synchronous class po namin, nag-introduce po kami ng kung ano yung NSTP, ano yung mga pag-aaralan, ano kaya yung inyong mga learnings last session? So we are waiting for the answers. Those who cannot access, you may type your answers on the chat box and then later we will try to look at that. Pero if you can access the Slido app, edi it would be better para naka-flash yung ating mga sagot o yung inyong mga sagot. Okay? So wala pa tayong nakikitang sagot. 0 pa rin, no? Tingnan natin. Go! Motivate natin yung mga sarili natin. The learnings last session. Ayan. So meron na isa. Laws that involve the NSTP program and its objectives. So good. Sana hindi lang alam kung ano yung laws, alam din what is the meaning or the implications of those laws. I learned the 3 components of NSTP. It is really different from each other. And you also learned beneficial yung NSTP to ourselves, to show compassion, camaraderie to everyone. It gives us opportunity for character development. That's good. Merong mga RA. Ano yung RA na yon? Research assistant. Ano kaya yung RA ng NSTP? And then laws, different components. Okay, communication with others, mission, vision of the campus. Johari window model, yun yung ginawa nyo last time, that it is divided into 4, the open area, blind, hidden, and unknown, which we will be discussing further later. And then, what else did you learn? Roles of NSTP. Republic Act number 9163. You have learned a lot, CVSU core values, essence of NSTP, characteristics that you may build in studying NSTP, important concepts. Okay, come on. Marami pa tayong pwedeng isagot, ano? Yung iba common answers, but good thing you are typing, ano? You are sharing. Excuse me. Your learnings last session. So, we have also introduction of the subject, the aim of the subject, what else? The laws. So, good thing you learned and realized that NSTP is important, the 3 components. Yan. So, those are the things that you learned last session. Let us see some more answers. Ayan, nakikita. Ang saya no, nakikita mo yung sagot mo. Naka-flash. Components, mandates, okay, National Service Training Program or the RA number 7077, values that every Filipino must have. The declaration policy. It's also good that you learned the mission and vision, and I hope that you memorized them already. Ito maganda, the NDRRMO. It's not about preventing disaster. Maganda, no? It is not just for that area or that unit. What else? ROTC, CWTS, LTS. Sana hindi lang acronym ang alam natin, pati yung ibig sabihin ng acronym, ano? Gaano kahalaga ang NSTP para ma-improve ang sarili? NSTP concepts, leadership, spirit of patriotism, nationalism. Ayan. Very good. It's a requisite for graduation. Tama naman. You will not graduate talaga. You will not be a product of CVSU if you will not take NSTP because it's a requirement. The president of CVSU, sino ba ang naging presidente or sino ang presidente ng CVSU natin? Natutunan last time. Ayan. So technically, there are common learnings that you have. Very good. The laws, the components, everything about NSTP and the reasons why we are taking or you are taking NSTP. Now, let me again navigate. Probably we can go back to that. So I am now showing you the slide for today. So good thing you have learnings, you have something in mind na naalala noong last session natin. Now, for today, we will have another topic, and our topic is about understanding ourselves and others. So there are 3 points that we will focus on. First is the self. Ano ba yung mga meanings, terminologies, and words that we have to understand when we talk about self? Also, we need to have social self. What is that social self all about? And eventually, when we combine the idea of self and social self, it will lead to self-awareness, the discovery and realizations about our self. So let us start our journey to the self. Can I ask the class, do you know who you are? This is actually a simple question. Yet if it is thrown to you, it's very hard to answer. Am I correct? Alam mo ba yung sagot agad? If you are
Hindi po,
asked,
ma'am.
diba?
Yes.
Ayan.
Not yet.
Yes, correct. Ayan, very good. Pag tinanong ka, sino ka? Siguro ang una mong sasabihin, pangalan mo, sinong magulang mo, ilang taon ka. Pero if you will be asked, kilala mo ba talaga yung sarili mo? Ayan, the discovery. And I think with how many of years of existence na kayo, siguro ilang taon na ba kayo? Mga 18, ilang taon na ba kayo guys? 19,
19 po.
18,
18 po,
19.
ma'am.
19.
20 po, ma'am.
20.
20.
Ayan, labasan ng edad. Ako 16 years old na ako, joke lang. So, kahit na kayo ay 20 years old na existing in the world, you still need to discover more about yourself. As you go over with your life, you will discover more. of who you are? This simple question is simple yet very hard to answer because yun nga, you will discover and you need to experience things in order for you to discover who really you are. And in the study of self, there are terminologies that we need to understand. First is the nature and nurture. Bakit ba ang isang tao ay ganyan? Nature and nurture is very popular in psychology. It's the context of heredity and environment. When we talk about nature, it has something to do with the heredity. The person is like that. The person has the trait because the traits have been passed to the person by the parent. So nag-combine kasi yung chromosomes, nag-combine yung mga DNA, yung mga biological component ng isang tao, kaya siya ganon. So inborn, kumbaga, no, nature. Unlike nurture, it has something to do with the environment. When you talk about nurture, the person is like this. The person has these characteristics and traits because of the external factors. So pwedeng naging tahimik siya dahil yun yung expectation sa kanya sa school, ng friends niya. Naging talkative siya kasi ang mga kasama niya ay mga talkative. Sabi nga, the birds of the same feather flock together. When you are with the person all throughout or maraming period na lagi kayong magkasama, na-adapt mo yung characteristics or yung traits niya. Actually, it's a debate of which is really which. Ano ba talaga tayo? Are we a product of heredity or environment? It's still a debate and it's up to you which side will you go to. But it would be better siguro to identify na pareho naman, ano, that a person is a product not just of heredity, of course the biological makeup, but also of the environment that he or she lives in. Aside from nature and nurture, we have identity versus self. Pag sinabi nating identity or identities, this has something to do with the qualities, characteristics, beliefs, opinions that makes you a person, a unique person. Sabi, no two individuals are exactly alike. Di ba sa klase natin, merong twin, merong kambal tayo dito, pero kahit sila ay kambal, magkaiba pa rin sila ng traits. Magkaiba pa rin sila ng personality. Magkaiba sila ng identity. No two individuals are exactly alike. We are unique with others. That set us apart from others. Our identity. It's different with others, even if kambal mo nga siya, kapatid, pamilya, or whatsoever. And when we talk about self, it has something to do with the person itself. The person of himself or herself. So sa makatuwid, yung self, sakop niya yung identity. So ang isang self ay merong identity, may qualities, may characteristics siya bilang isang self or bilang isang tao. And there are dimensionalities of the self and identity. There are 4. First is the social factors. These are the factors that includes the person around the person or around us, like the family members, relatives, friends, teachers, professors, or even strangers. Sabi meron tayong others. Others may be significant or generalized. Pag sinabi natin generalized others, these are people who are we are related with, but we are not having an intimate relationship with them. Pag sinabi naman nating significant others, as the name implies, significant. So ibig sabihin, part sila ng ating circle, part sila ng ating mundo, pero mas malaki yung impact nila kesa doon sa generalized others. These generalized others and significant others comprise of our social factors. Kasi other people affect our actions, our thoughts, they may influence us in one way or another. Environmental factors naman, these are the factors that include the environmental structure, events, which might give an impact on how a person could grow in all aspects of his or her life. Meron tayong mga inanimate objects around us. We have the plants, we have the animals, which may have also an implication or an effect dun sa ating sarili. Sa pag-mold natin kung sino ba tayo. Di ba merong mga tao na mahilig sa halaman, mahilig sa pets. So merong identity na tinuturo yung mga environmental factors na nakapaligid sa kanya. What else? Aside from social factors and environmental factors, we have the hereditary factors. Ito naman, present na at birth. Pinanganak ka pa lang ni mommy or ni mother, nasa iyo na yon. Nasa katawan mo na. Kumbaga, it's part of your makeup already. And this usually affects the physical characteristics of a person. Bakit ganyan yung itsura mo, matangkad ka, pogi ka, or maganda ka. You may claim it to your heredity or to your hereditary factors. Yung person volition factors naman, it has something to do with your inclination. Person creates a social construct which sets him apart to others. Maaring hindi ito siya ay ganito, hindi dahil influence ng heredity, environment o ng other people, but ganito siya because it's his or her choice to be like this. Minsan, when we meet other people, we tend to impress other people. Sabi nga, first impression last. So therefore, kailangan pag unang pagkakakilala nyo pa lang, nagpapa-impress ka na. Yung parang, you have to show positive traits, characteristics mo, no? That you are capable of things, let's say. You have the freedom kung ano yung ipapakita mo, kung ano yung magiging ugali mo in front of other people. Kasi meron tayong volition. Meron tayong pwedeng i-create na sarili nating image that we would like others to see about us or about ourselves. So therefore, dimensionalities, the hereditary, person volition, environmental, and the ano yung tawag yung isa? Social factors. Okay. Now, in answering who are you, sabi nyo kanina, hindi pa po ma'am, hindi ko pa po kilala kung sino po ako. Maraming component. And this may help you in identifying who really you are. So first, you may ask yourself of your roles. If I will ask a person or any volunteer, if you will answer, ano ba yung mga roles mo sa buhay? O yung mga responsibilities mo sa buhay? Sige nga, would you like to share? Anyone? Hello? Sige, tatawag ako ng sasagot kasi wala nagvo-volunteer. Ano ba yung role mo sa buhay mo? Bilang ikaw. Can I have, tingnan natin sa GC. Can we have Bernadette Gabutin? Are you inside our meeting room?
Yes po, ma'am.
Yan, yes, Bernadette. Oh, if I will ask you, there's no right or wrong answer to this, ano? We are just trying to discover who we are or who you are. What are your responsibilities in life? What are your roles?
Ma'am,
Yes,
sa house na lang
Bernadette?
po. Dahil po nag-iisa po. Naririnig niyo po ako, ma'am.
Yes, yes. We hear you.
Hello. Ma'am, sa ano po, sa house po. Kasi po nag-iisa po akong anak. Kaya lahat po ng gawain na kailangan gawin ng isang anak, ako lang po yung gumagawa.
Oh, only child pala si Bernadette. So, ang laki ng responsibility mo, no? Being an only child, you have to do the household chores, you have to do your assignments sa bahay. Okay. How about, can I ask the role of Sefia Navarro? Are you inside our meeting room? What are your roles, responsibilities? Sefia, are you here?
Hi, ma'am.
Yes, hello.
Hello po. Siguro for me po, ang roles ko po, bilang, yun nga po, katulad po ng kay Bernadette as a ate po. Panganay po kasi ako sa tatlong magkakapatid and yung role ko po is bilang ate is yung parang tumayo na second parent sa mga kapatid ko.
Okay. So yung elder sister na tinatawag, ano, kasi you are the model of your sibling. So ang role mo ay somehow relative sa yung parents, related sa parents mo to, of course, guide your younger siblings. How about, aside from roles, one of the things that you may ask yourself para ma-identify mo kung sino ka ba talaga is your personal core. When you talk about personal core, how would you describe yourself in one sentence? Pag sabing one sentence, ito yung word ng best will describe you. Can we have charred, tinambakan? Are you here inside our meeting room? Charred, tinambakan.
Yes po.
Yes. Oh, if I will ask you, if you
So,
will
one
describe
word po to
yourself.
describe
Yes.
me.
Okay, go.
I can describe myself as a hardworking since nagtatrabaho rin po ako as a tutor. At the same time, nag-aaral din po ako.
Okay. So ang sipag ni Chard. Hardworking siya. Yun ang personal core niya. One sentence, one word, no, not sentence, but one word that would describe Chard is hardworking. Thank you. How about Isabel Veloso? Are you inside our meeting room? If you will describe yourself in one sentence or word, who are you? Isabel? Parang hindi natin naririnig si Isabel. Naka-unmute ba si Isabel? Sige, babalikan ka namin, Isabel. Probably you are experiencing some technical concerns. How about Jamie Velmina? Jamie Velmina? How would you describe yourself in one sentence? Are you here inside our meeting room? Naku, wala akong naririnig na ingay. Ibig sabihin, wala sila dito or wala siya dito. How about, ayan, medyo umingay. Sino yon? How about Claire? Claire Kayarian. How would you describe yourself? Your personal core. Claire? Hello? So, wala din si Claire. How about Cyril de la Luna? How would you describe yourself in one sentence? Yes, go ahead.
Saan po ba? Ang personal core po?
Yes, go
I
ahead.
am the shadow, ma'am. I am the
Sorry?
shadow.
You're the shadow. Shadow, bakit naman? Can we know why you consider yourself as a shadow?
Ayoko po kasi ng ng attention. Hindi po ako yung nagtitipag-agawan sa attention ng iba para po makilala ko. Kasi po for me kasi parang yung yung attention, para saan po ba, para saan po ba yun? For what reason po, ma'am? Kasi po, kung ako naman mamang tatanungin, pwede naman po ako gumawa ng isang bagay na hindi ko naman kaya, isang bagay na na hindi ko na kailangan ipagsigawan na ginagawa ko. Mas gusto ko po yung gumagawa ko ng bagay sa tahimik na pamamaraan.
Okay, so shadow. Parang silent worker, ano? Tama ba?
Yes,
Silent
po, ma'am.
worker si Cyril. Good. Yun ang iyong tingin sa iyong sarili. So there's no right or wrong answer to that. Actually, si Carl Jung, meron siyang archetype na shadow. Pag-aaralan niyo yun sa Theories of Personality. Yun yung bad side of the person. Hindi ko na i-discuss para you will watch out or you will look forward doon sa archetypes ni Carl Jung. How about the learning? What have you learned and what are you hoping to learn?
Ay, ako pa rin po ba, ma'am?
I will call naman others, Cyril, para others can share. It's okay? Okay ba yon? Jason Maverick. Jason, what have you learned and what are you hoping to learn?
I have learned sa life po, ma'am, na people are not what they seem. Am I answering the correct question, ma'am? What have I
Yes.
learned in my life?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I have learned that people are not what they seem. Minsan, outside appearance can be deceiving. They can look good and saint and all, but deep inside they're not what they seem that they look to be, ma'am. Parang don't let your guard down lagi all the time. Always be prepared and expect the unexpected. I mean, hope for the best, but always expect for the unexpected po. Yun po. Then
Oh.
what I am hoping to learn is, I really don't know either, ma'am. Kasi I I'm madami na po akong field na pinapasok, but I'm still searching for ano ba talaga yung gusto kong matutunan. It's like I'm not trying to sound deep, but that's what I want to learn myself also. Ano ba talaga yung gusto kong matutunan? So yun po yung gusto kong matutunan in my life.
Okay, that is very deep, ano, yung kanyang learning. Parang may hugot si ano, anong tawag dito? Si Maverick. May hugot sa kanyang learning, pero that is your learning. And if you look at it, that's one portion of your personality, of who you are. Correct? That's good. Tama naman yung yes, merong gustong mag-share. Meron akong naririnig. Okay. Sige. Thank you for the answers. So these are the three things that you may answer or look into if you want to determine who you are. Aside from this, eto pa. Nakikita po ba yung pie? Give me a raising hand if nakikita nyo yung pie. Who are you? Nakikita po? Hello? Okay. So let us have family history. Where have you come from? Can I ask Jillian Laureles? How will you answer this question? A history, family history. Where have you come from? Jillian?
My family history, where I come from, medyo maguluman po because I'm separated from my father and I am with my mother. I'm, ano ba tawag dito? Illegitimate child of my father. So, medyo maguluman but a strong family. Yun po.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing, Jillian. Paunawa lang, ano, whatever we hear from your classmates or from the students inside, atin na lang yon, especially if it is a sensitive or a personal matter. But I admire your courage for telling to us the background of your family. And because of that background of your family, that molds you of who you are at present. Thank you. How about the values? What is really important to you? Joshua Segunto, are you here inside the meeting room? Joshua, what are
Hello po.
important to you? Yes, hello.
Ano
What
po
is
yung important na
Opo.
values po?
What do you value? Opo.
Siguro po yung family ko saka sarili ko po. Kasi po, yun nga po, ako po yung panganay. At yun nga po, parang wala na rin po kasi yung tatay katulad ko kanina. Kaya po, yung pam ko po yung parang nagmo-motivate sa akin para magpatuloy sa pag-aaral po. Yun po yung pinaka-important na value. Yun po.
Ayun, thank you. Medyo naging emotional ka naman, ano, pero I appreciate your answer. So those are your important thing to you, your family, because you did, brought about by your experience. How about your strengths? What skills and talents do you have? Kingan natin to ng sample. Si Maria Suset, what skills and talents do you have? Maria Suset?
Hello po.
Hello?
Oh my God. Actually po, hindi ko po alam kung ano pong strength ko, pero ano ba?
Anong talent mo? Nakanta ka ba? Nagluluto? Nagsasayaw? Ano ba?
Kumakain lang po. Hindi po. Hindi ko po alam eh. Kung ano po, usually nag-spoken po. Ayun.
Okay.
Ayan
Siguro sa
po.
susunod, maghanda ka at paaanuhin ka natin, pape-perform ka natin dito sa klase. So that is your talent, your strength. Very
Apo.
good. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
po.
you. Maghanda ka sa susunod ha para makapag-spoken poetry ka sa susunod. Thank you.
Sige
How
po.
about your interests? What are you most interested in? Can we have Prinzel May? Your interests? Prinzel?
Hello po, ma'am. Rinig po ba ako?
Yes, rinig po.
Ma'am, as of now po, may gusto po talaga akong matutunan, yung as in gustong-gusto. Yun po yung piano po or ukulele po.
Yun po.
Wow. But then, siguro as I look at it, as I interpret it, edi, ang interest mo music, yung mga musical instrument, it's high time naman and you have time to learn those things. Thank you. How about the hopes for the future? Can I ask Van Olivares? Are you here in the meeting room? Hopes for the future? Where do you see yourself 5 to 10 years from now? Or what do you hope to be in 5 to 10 years? Van, andito ka ba?
Yes po. Rinig po ba
Yon.
ako, ma'am?
Yes. Yes po.
Ah, I hope 5 to 10 years I will be a professional psychiatrist to help ah, yung mga tao pong kailangan
Ano?
ng mga advice sa buhay nila, lalo na yung mga may hina yung puso na hindi kayang harapin yung mga mabibigat na problemang dinadala nila. Yung mga suicidal thoughts na tao.
Okay. So si Van ay gustong maging doctor kasi hindi psychologist ang gusto niya, ano? Tinake note ko 'yon. Psychiatrist ang gusto niya. The difference between psychologist and psychiatrist, ang psychiatrist medical doctor sila. So yun yung hope niya to be in 5 to 10 years. That is good. You have that vision, you have that goals with you in life. And aside from the three things that you can ask yourself, these are also things that you may ask yourself to really know who are you. Okay? Pero kahit sagutan mo yung isa, halimbawa you answer interest, you answer values, yun ay a part lang of yourself. You cannot say that that is the totality of you as a person. So parang complicated, no? If we look at it, complicated pala yung sarili. Complicated yung self kasi ang daming mga components na involved. Okay? Give yourself a virtual round of applause dun sa mga sumagot. Now, the question is, let us go to the app, the Slido. Do we need others to discover ourselves? That is the question. Kailangan ba natin ang ibang tao para makilala natin yung sarili natin? So I will open the app. Ang ating link ay nasa chat box. All you have to do is to press yes kung you agree that we need others to discover ourselves and no kung hindi. So, dalawa pa lang ang nasagot ng yes. How about the others? What is your take on this? Do we need others to discover ourselves? Merong ding sumagot na hindi. Ganda, no? Wala namang mali at tamang sagot dito. Ito yung iyong tingin na I don't need others to discover myself. How about the others? 24 pa lang po ang sumasagot. How about yung iba? Okay? But majority so far sa nakikita ko ay yes. So majority of the students believe that we need others to discover ourself. Siguro at 2 minutes. 2 minutes, tignan natin kung magbabago yung statistics. 38 ang nagsasagot. Ilan ba tayo? We are 65 tayo pala sa klase. Tignan natin kung tataas pa ito. Okay? 81%, we need others to discover ourselves. And 19, ayan na, 21%, we do not need others to discover ourselves. Okay, so I think we can go back to this. Let us go back to our presentation. Actually, there's no right or wrong answer because it's your perception nga. However, if we look at research and the writings, we need others in order to discover ourselves. In the quest for self-discovery, tandem sila. Sa Filipino psychology, meron tayong tinatawag na kapwa. At yung sa kapwa na yon, we learned a lot of things from that kapwa. Parang hindi mabubuo ang sarili kung wala ang kapwa. So it's the same with what I am presenting to you. Self and others are needed. Others actually are needed in order for you to discover yourself. And that is the time we're in, you will have social self. Social self refers to how we perceive ourselves in relation to others. Let us try to see important things relative to social self. Self and social agencies, the agents of socialization. So in a community, we need these people in order for us to discover who we are as a person. So we have the family, which is the basic unit of society. Lahat ng tao may family, lahat ng tao may pinanggalingan, regardless kung ano man yung status or nature niyan, meron kang family that molds you as a person. Also, we have the school, academic community. You have your teachers, your second parents, your classmates, your friends. Minsan nakikita mo din yung loved one mo sa school, 'di ba? Yung mga bullies, yung mga enemies mo. Those are others, social agencies that also influence the way you put up yourself. Of course, your peers or your friends, sabi nga mas naa-adapt natin yung mga traits ng kaibigan natin kasi mas matagal yung time na inaalat natin sa kanila. Siguro pre-pandemic. Ngayon, we are at home, we are on the comfort of our home, we have our family. Dati, mas matagal yung ating exposure sa friends natin, sa school natin, so mas naa-adapt natin yung mga traits nila. Religion also plays a vital role in the development, discovery of the self, yung ating mga values, principles sa buhay, laws na sinusunod. Mass media, very powerful. Especially now that we are all exposed with the product of technology, a lot of social media, Facebook, Instagram. Sabi, papalitan daw yung pangalan ni Facebook. Bakit kaya nila papalitan? Nakaka-influence ito sa paghuhubog natin sa ating pagkatao. Lalo na yung halimbawa, you are fond of Instagram and then you, of course, you want to present yourself pictures, ano? You want to present yourself na kaiga-igaya, kaakit-akit, accepted ng community. So, minsan nag-iiba yung pine-present mo doon sa ano ka ba talaga. So, it may influence you as a person. And then, of course, work. Meron sa inyo, marami sa inyo working student. So, yung experiences mo sa trabaho, nahihirapan kang pagsabayan ang pag-aaral at pagtatrabaho, nakakatulong yan para ma-discover mo, ito pala yung personality ko, ito pala yung ako, ganito pala ako in a given situation. Okay? So, these are the social agencies that mold ourselves. Culture is also part of it, because culture is the complex whole which includes our knowledge, belief, law, art, moral, custom, and other capabilities and habits acquired by man as a member of a society. So when we become part of a society, we adopt the culture of a certain, let's say, place. When I travel to different parts of the world, nakakakita ako ng iba't ibang culture ng tao. Iba, no? Iba ang kultura ng Koreano sa Pilipino, sa Japanese, iba. And nakakatuwa kasi makikita mo that really, even if we are all Filipinos, we are all living in the Philippines, distinct pa rin nga yung culture natin sa iba. And at the same time, aside from that distinctness, tayo din, individually, is distinct to other parang co-Filipino. And when we go to a certain place, we may adopt their culture. We may adopt their knowledge, their belief on things. Kasi nga, yun, nakaka-apekto, nakaka-mold doon sa ating pagkatao. Bakit si classmate ay hindi kumakain ng, let's say, baboy? Kasi part ng culture nila yon. But yung classmate ko, hindi lumalabas nang hindi naka-cover lahat from top to bottom. It's part of the culture. And you cannot go away with that. Ganun yung kanyang self. Ganun yung kanyang identity. Okay, still with me? We have models illustrating culture functions relating to social self. First is the biological systems theory by Yuri Bronfenbrenner in 1935. He's actually an American psychologist. So ang kanyang context ay yung individual social development using the biological, environmental, and ecological lenses. Can I present ito yung kanyang model. So being a person, meron daw tayong mga spaces, systems na tinatawag. Of course, meron tayong mga immediate environment. Ito yung mga family natin, yung mga close contact natin. And then, as we experience things, pag lumabas tayo, syempre, makakakita tayo ng mga connections, ibang tao, though medyo malapit sa tao or medyo malapit sa atin, medyo malayo, pero nakaka-influence sa atin, sa pagbuo natin ng ating pagkatao. Then we have the indirect environment. Sino tong mga indirect environment? So ito pwede school, yung anong tawag dito? Teacher mo, classmate mo. Ito pwedeng sino yung indirect environment? Kapitbahay mo, kaibigan ng kapitbahay mo, no? Part siya ng system mo, part siya ng scope mo, pero hindi gaanong ka-contact sa'yo. Pero merong maaaring epekto sa paghubog mo sa iyong pagkatao. We also have the social and cultural values. We cannot erase this kasi part na siya ng community natin. And then, meron din tayong chrono system. Yung experience mo changes over time. Yung mga challenges that you experience, yun yung bumuo sa iyong pagkatao. I will not dwell more of this. Mapapag-aralan ninyo ito sa mga susunod ninyong subjects. Pero ito yung context niya. Ano? Yung context niya is yung tao, yung bata, ay merong mga systems na nakaka-influence para sa paghubog sa kanyang pagkatao. Depende dun sa distance o yung proximity na ginagalawan or proximity noong mga systems na to doon sa tao na bumubuo ng self niya or binubuo yung self niya. Next is individualism and collectivism. So according to this model, individualism is an orientation which focuses on one's individual attributes and personal distinctiveness. Yung collectivist naman is more of relationships harmony. Kung baga kung magdo-drawing tayo, yung individualism, alone siya. No? Mas prefer niya yung working, yung orientation niya is will finish the goals by him or herself. Individualism nga eh. Yung collectivism naman, it's more of working in groups, valuing relationship with others. So iba-iba. Iba-iba yung ating traits as iba-iba yung traits ng self. Pwedeng individualist ka, pwedeng collectivist ka. This was actually proposed by Hazel Marcus and Shinobu Kitayama in 1991. Next, I versus me. Magkaiba pala yung I versus me aside from spelling. When we talk about I, it is known as the unsocial self, unsocialized self. And then the me is the socialized self. Kumbaga yung I, ikaw lang yon. Pag me, meron ng kasamang others or kapwa. So this was proposed by Herbert Mead in 1934. So those are the models that in one way or another influence and illustrates the effect of culture to the social self. Let us take note, and this is very true, according to John Donne, no man is an island. We need others in order for us to know ourselves, to know who we are, and to function, to live life. We need other people. And as we go over with our quest with ourself, our journey to self, kung kilala mo na yung sarili mo, with the help of others, and kilala mo na rin yung ibang tao, you will have self-awareness. It is the ability to see yourself clearly and objectively through reflection and introspection. Introspection, self-investigation, self-discovery. Yung at the end of the day, niisip mo, ano bang ginawa ko? Ano bang mga nagawa ko? Ano ang aking na-accomplish? Ano ang behavior ko? Etc. Self-awareness. What are the benefits of self-awareness? First, it boosts your acceptance, encourage positive self-development, you become proactive kasi kilala mo yung sarili mo. So kahit ano man ang gawin mo, tanggap mo kasi alam mo na ikaw ay ganon. Self-awareness also allows us to see things from the perspective of others. We practice self-control, work creatively, productively, and experience pride. Confidence of yourself in your work, in your general self-esteem, yung worth mo as a person, kasi kilala mo yung iyong sarili, capabilities, skills mo, etc. It also leads to better decision-making. So, kilala mo na, ay, ganito akong klase ng tao, padalos-dalos ako. So, pag magde-decide ako, I have to think thoroughly. I have to think at least twice or thrice before I jump into conclusion or decisions. It can also make us better at our jobs, our tasks, our life, our well-being kapag tayo ay aware sa ating mga sarili. More of control of our emotions and life kapag tayo ay merong self-awareness. Now, let me congratulate you if you're able to finish your Johari window. How's the experience? Let us go back. Ano ba yung component ng Johari window na ginawa ninyo? Actually, the Johari window is a technique for you to be aware of who you are And it also helps people to understand the relationship of him, her, or herself to others. It was created by Joseph Loft and Harrington Ingham. Kaya Johari, kinuha dun sa pangalan nila. Si Joseph, so si Jo, saka si Harrington, Hari. So Joseph Loft, Harrington Ingham equals Johari window. And there are 4 quadrants. Nabanggit ito kanina no, sa lessons or sa learnings yung last session. Review. Pag sinabi nating open or arena, these are traits that subject and peers perceive. Alam mo, alam ng ibang tao, ganun ka. Oh, kilala mo yung sarili mo. Kilala din ng ibang tao na ganun ka. Open nga eh. Blind. Pag blind naman, this represent what others perceive, but the subject does not. Alam nila, pero di mo alam na ganun ka. May ganung mga traits? Meron. How about facade? These are things that peers are either unaware of or that are untrue, but for the subjects, you claim it. Alam mo, pero hindi alam ng ibang tao. Pag unknown naman, both of you, others and self, don't know. It's not because you are ignorant of the traits, but probably hindi mo pa lang siya nadidiscover na ganun pala yung trait mo, characteristics mo, skills mo, identity mo, o ang sarili mo mismo. Okay? Now, the question, let's go back with our slide though. Since we have the realization that we need others in order for us to discover ourselves, can we answer, how are we related with others? I will navigate again in our poll, go back to the poll, and answer the question. How are we interrelated with others? Okay? Still with me? Malapit na tayong matapos. Ayun, no? Sakto. 1 oras tayong nag-discuss. How are we interrelated with others? Come on. You answer it on the poll. So we will wait for your answers. Let me just see and check. So nagsasagot, ayan, nakikita ko habang hinahangin ang buhok ng ating mga nagagandahang mga estudyante dito, nagta-type sila ng sagot. At ano ang sagot nila? Wala pa. How are we interrelated with others? Ayan. Others play a factor on developing oneself. Others help us to discover things about ourselves kasi merong mga bagay na hindi pala natin alam ano, tungkol sa sarili natin. At mamumulat lang tayo na ganun pala tayo through others. How about the others? 2 lang ang nagsasagot pa. How about yung iba? How are we interrelated with others? Aside from others play a vital role on developing ourselves in the discovery, what else? Others help us to improve ourselves. Yes, correct. Go. BSP 1-1 and BSP 1-2. Living in the same sky, breathing the same air, and walking in the same ground. Parang ano to makata, kanta, or whatsoever. So, kaya tayo interrelated because we have the same experience. Others can be a key for us to be able to know ourselves. Others develop us to become a better version of ourselves. We are interrelated in a way that we need each other. Beneficial. It consists of discovery. Sila yung part o bahagi who are we today. We are interrelated because we share the same environment or world. We affect other people more than we realize. Okay, our opinions, actions could make such a huge impact on other people. Other people also help us to know ourselves and they are part of who we are. Ayan, ang daming sagot. Others mold who we are. We can't live without the company of others. No man is indeed an island. We are interrelated with others by having different relationships, conversing with them, having different opinions. Parang ang lungkot, no? Kung ikaw lang yung tao sa mundo, wala kang kasama, wala kang marirealize na mga bagay ba. Though may marirealize ka naman sa pagiging mag-isa, pero mas malaki yung chance na may ma-realize ka with the help of other people. Ayan. We are similar yet distinct too. Okay, I think we can go back to the answers to this later on. Thank you for answering. And we are related with each other. We are interrelated. There is interconnection between the self and others. Tama kayo in your answers that we need others to discover ourselves. We are living in one world or in one dimension. That's our similarity. Yet we have differences that set us apart from each other, but we are connected because we help each other in order to discover each other, in order to discover ourselves and in order to live life. Ayan. Now, for my last question, what are your takeaways for today? Ano ang natutunan? Meron bang natutunan ngayong araw na ito? So I will open the poll, the fourth question. What are your takeaways for today? So when your parents ask you, anong natutunan sa NSTP? Understanding the self po. Anong natutunan mo dun sa understanding the self? Okay? Sige, motivate natin ang BSP 11, 12. We need others to survive. Okay, that is your takeaway. How about the others? Bilis magsulat itong una na sumagot. How about the others? The different agents of socialization, the roles that they play, tama, the family, down to the work. We need to truly know ourselves, indeed. And it's a process. It's a process of knowing ourselves. It's not just a parang click na makikilala mo yung sarili mo. You need to experience things. You need to have a journey to discover yourself. I learned that as we build ourselves, you also learn things from others. It's all about ourselves. What are the factors that affect us and what to know about ourselves. Ayun, natutunan ko kung paano talaga makilala yung sarili. That's good. Self, social self. Many contribution, knowing who we are. I cannot live by myself. Time will come. You're independent but not in a long time. May hugot ata siya doon. Ano? There are key questions po na makakatulong. Who are you? Ayan. Who are you? A simple question. Do you really know who you are? Yet it's very hard to answer. It takes time to understand and know who we really are. And also we need other people to help us in knowing ourselves. I learned today that we can't live without others. We have to understand human relationship and your emotional life. Deep understanding about yourself, your roles, your strengths. Yung kanina, yung sa pie, isa lang siyang portion ng sarili mo. Pag sinagot mo yon, hindi yun ibig sabihin, ikaw yon. Ikaw na yon. Ikaw yon. Part lang yun ng sarili mo. There are a lot of things that constitute to what we call self. Ayan. Very nice ang mga takeaways ng mga students dito. Okay. Knowing oneself is complex. Very good. Give yourself a virtual round of applause for the participation. Now, before we part ways, you take note of the things that you have to do. There are 2 obas, sabay siya, that you have to do. You have to prepare a 2-minute video demo on Filipino citizenship value stories by group. I will just post on our Google Classroom the groupings. Recorded na lang itong 2-minute video demo on Filipino citizenship value stories. And then, actually ito kasi ay in preparation para dun sa lesson natin sa susunod. And then, facilitation of team building activities. This will be done when we meet synchronously. When we have a synchronous class. And yung recorded session, gumawa ako ng YouTube channel. Doon ko ilalagay yung mga recorded sessions natin para mas madali yung ma-access. And favor na din, you subscribe, like, and comment on the sessions for NSTP, the lectures that we have. So remember to prepare for the OBA 4, 5, and watch. Those people who will not hear, those who want to rewatch the session, you can watch that on the YouTube channel. I will just post the link on the Google Classroom. Visit the Google Classroom once in a while so that you know the announcements and the things that you have to do for the class. Thank you very much, and it is indeed a journey for us to discover ourselves, to our experience, and through other people. So enjoy your journey And that's it. I will now open the floor for questions. If you have questions in mind, open forum. May mga nakataas pa ang kamay. Oh. Baka meron sila mga questions, clarifications. May nag-left na ng meeting si Van. Van, ba't ka naman nag-left? Ito bang mga nakataas ang kamay ay may tanong? Sige, tingnan natin. Si Dialyn, raised hand.
Daylin po. Di ba po
Daylin.
yung, yes po. Di ba po
Yes.
yung mga gagawin po is by group?
Yes po.
Ilan pong member kada group po?
Actually, to tell you frankly, wala pa tayong groupings kasi wala pa akong final list kung ilan talaga lahat kayo. Pero as much as possible, ang magkakagrupo ay section 1 at saka yung section 2. Most likely, ang grouping siguro is mga less than 10. Less than 10 in a group. Okay?
Salamat po.
Thank you. How about other questions and concerns? Si Jillian, raising hand. Raised hand. Jillian? Ayun. How about Angelica? You raised your hand. Siguro hindi lang nila nababa yung kanilang hands. Yung iba, baka may questions and clarifications. Yung groupings, I will post it on our Google Classroom. Just give me time. I'll just get the official list ninyo kung ilan talaga kayo. Kasi yung sa GC, I suppose may mga tao na wala pa doon. So, I want to be sure of who really are enrolled in NSTP 1. Ngayon, 63 tayo. Pero meron ding mga tao na wala dito na part pa rin ng klase natin. So just visit our Google Classroom. Ma'am, about sa groupings, ka-section pa rin po ba namin ang mga group namin? Yes, I mentioned that. Pag BSP1, edi ang kanyang ka-member ay BSP1 din. Kung BSP2, edi BSP2 din ang kanyang ka-member. Para magkakakilala na kayo at magkakagrupo na kayo. Ayan. What are others? Tinitinan ko yung ating chat box. Okay. So may mga sumagot din dito. Siguro yung mga hindi naka-access sa ating Slido app. Kung wala na tayong question, I will end the recording first. Thank you very much for attending the session. And that would be our topic for today. Thank you.